Anyways, we are the Three Good Guys podcast, man. As you can see, we got some special guests today. But first, we're going to start from our left. Of course, you're familiar with this guy.
My name is Miles.
And then we got a special guest coming down.
My name is Corey May.
Corey May. Once again, this is your boy Rodney.
Leonard.
Nicole.
And Nicole. And, we're ready to get into some things. We're going to talk about some stuff. But first, we kind of want to start off with just like, hey, how y'all been feeling? How's this last week been? Like, how's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Let's start.
Ladies first.
Ladies
first.
Chivalry's alive and well.
Alive and well.
Alive and well. I mean, this has been good. Busy, working, started a new job.
Okay, congrats.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like you.
Trying to see what happens.
Dealing with a newborn, I'm sleepy.
Hey. We ain't going to you.
What?
Dentist.
My bad.
No, we have guests. Have some respect.
How deep am I supposed to answer this question?
How deep you want to go?
So I'm Coach May as well. I wear many different hats. And football season has started, which means that we grind in 7 days.
It's the best time of the year.
7 days a week. So it's fun. It's tiring, but it's fun. It's just a lot of hours.
Hey, can I ask Corey a question? Just answer it. Nobody give no input because we ain't got time to go down the rabbit hole.
Oh my gosh.
Who's the greater player? Like, who's had the greater career? Mahomes or Brady?
Oh, Brady.
Okay,
right.
You can stay. Yeah, no, you good. That was it. Hey, that's all right.
He bubbling inside right now. He bubbling.
I'm gonna say this too. G told me about this a while ago, and here's the thing. I went to Texas. I have a Texas Tech ring on right now. I am a Pat Mahomes. Like, that's my homeboy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my guy.
Absolutely.
I will say that these couple of years doesn't equate to 7.
That's it. If we gotta leave it there because we can't go down that rabbit hole. But
That's fine.
Absolutely. I agree
That's
with you
fine.
100%. That's good.
3 is less than 7.
Hey, how's your day or week been?
Man, my week has been. I'm busy. Y'all know. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I was in Atlanta, came back, and I ain't really had much rest since.
Okay.
I got a lot of stuff going on.
Must be nice.
I got people talking reckless about Patrick Mahomes, but that's another situation, another time, another day. We'll dig into that.
Don't talk crazy.
Listen, I'm not
Patrick
talking
Mahomes.
crazy.
He's the best in the league right now.
But it's a lot happening. Preparing for this event I got next month. Going on a cruise next week, which is terrible timing to have a cruise 3 weeks before you hold your own event. But either way, it's going to be amazing. I just got notification. A friend of mine who does very well in the speaking space, he actually just posted how he made $50,000 last month. And he was like, bro, if you got time, if you got space, can I please come and pour into the people? So I had to make sure he had time to come in and give to the people so he can help somebody else get to where he is. But yeah, it's all good.
All right. So
Man, I've been on the job search, guys. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I had a nice little interview a couple of days ago. Went well. Just still hunting, so keep me in your prayers. But outside of that, we've been in the gym with this guy on days that we can make it in. I went to go see we went to go see Romulus Alien yesterday. It was actually pretty dope. It was pretty dope. Enjoyed the movie. A couple of little parts was a little bit annoying, but hey. Had a great week though. I'm glad to be back to see y'all beautiful faces, and the fourth good guy, he's doing good over there. He's relaxing. Yeah, shout out to him.
So y'all ready to hop into this today?
Let's get it.
I kind of went.
We don't care about that.
Okay.
So
Really?
The sibling love is just great.
No, but like I said, I ain't been doing nothing. Fortunately, I work for a company that gave me 16 weeks off paid. So that's
Nice.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Boy.
Yeah. And guess what? I'm still looking for something else. But if you work with me, you didn't see that part. But if you're a future employer, we looking for some work from home full time.
So if you like what he says on the day,
exactly. You gotta know which side to sit on.
Yeah, DMs. His DMs are open.
That's it. Go ahead.
Oh man, so today we have some fun times planned for y'all. We got a list of questions fielded from women specifically. And we also have a beautiful young lady sitting with us today. And we're going to see what women want to know from men. right? So we're gonna hop into this. I have no clue where this is going, y'all.
Yeah, we don't know. We didn't look at the questions, so we figured, we're good guys. So we was like, ladies could ask us anything. You know what I'm saying? If they want to know,
We're gonna tell
from
you
a man.
the truth.
You know what I'm saying? Then we brought Corey on as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of great manly advice, and then we got Nicole here for the woman's perspective, and she can help us out.
Yeah.
She can
So-
call BS on us. if
Now,
we
Nicole,
talk.
look, I'm just gonna preface this by saying I know it's a lot of male,
Yeah.
vibe here. If you feel like we getting a little bit too extra, just hold the hand up. Just give us the right hand of fellowship.
Yeah.
And let us know, like, hey, hold on. And I'm like, all right.
But you got backup though.
You got
Right,
backup. I
you
know
got
we're gonna get
backup
on
over
here.
here.
Yeah, you got backup.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna dive into the first question. Again, I don't know what these questions are. I don't even know if I can read the handwriting of the person who wrote them. So we gonna
It's a
see.
little disrespectful.
No, I literally I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
So I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah, clear that up.
But let
Yeah.
chill out. Okay. Oh, this ain't too hard. Okay. We can do
We'll
this.
start off light.
We can do
Yeah,
this.
I like that. Yeah,
Okay. What's the best way to support a man as a woman?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, this
Is that wait? Let me. Is that a valid question?
I like that. Yes, that's a valid question.
How about we ask
That's-
what she thinks?
Let's
How would you answer that
How would
question?
you answer? Then we'll tell you.
What's the best way to support a man?
As
Yeah.
a woman. What do you think?
So it depends on the man. I feel like most men, or not most, but all of you guys need somebody that's there for you, that will listen to you, and then depending on what your love language is, she would have to basically support you that way. So if your love language is quality time, making time for you, spending time with you.
Go
There's some
for
good
it.
things in there.
It's some good things in
Go
there,
for it.
right?
Go
It
for
was
it.
some good things. in
Something to
there.
build on.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Foundation.
What I will say, if this was the target, he went there.
Okay, well give it to me.
I think all of our answers is probably gonna have nothing to do with our specific love
Love
language.
languages. Yeah, that's right.
We all want to be loved for sure, 100%.
Right.
The way you best support me is probably my love language is not going to be included in the answer. That is a great answer, and it is like I shouldn't say it was over there. Like this is the target, and you missed over there, which is still close, and you shooting with the right arrow,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't.
So what you got?
Great.
I would so I want to also preface this with saying that with this being a Good Guys podcast, we're gonna answer this in the mindset of a good man. So a man that's got
Always.
his stuff
Always.
together, a
Always.
man that's he got a good head on his shoulders, because we not gonna act like every man is the same. It's
Correct.
not true.
Yeah.
That's the biggest misconception that people have. We may all have the same natural ways of survival, surviving, but other than that, that's about it.
But it stops right there.
That's about it. It's so speaking about a man that has his stuff together, and when I say has his stuff together, that doesn't mean that he making X amount of money. It just means that he has a plan and the process
It's
is
a
in
mentality.
place. Yes,
Okay.
yes, a mentality. Starting for me, since I already spoke, I'm gonna say the best way that you could support me, is helping me and making it easy for me to achieve my goals. Which my goals, if you are my woman, then you should know my goals, which include not only being successful for me, but I know the success of me is going to fall over to the success of my family. So in terms, I think as a man, I want to protect, provide, and all this other stuff. I want to make it real easy for my family to live. With that being said, my goals are set up. Hey, I want to do this so that my family can have this. So you helping me get to there is in turn going to help our family run smoother.
Yeah.
I'll take it to the next level, just to even, because that's exactly it too. But the biggest thing is respect. If you can answer a question, if I have a question for you, and I get you to respond in a way that I feel like I'm being respected, no matter how dumb or smart you think my question is, or anything,
That's
if we
good.
always if we can feel like we're being respected, we will go to the ends of the earth for you, because the moment that we feel disrespected, whenever it's a dude, if I feel disrespected, we might have to fight. And like that's literally like, but we can't do that with you. So it's like, especially if you're a woman, like that's furthest from our mind, from a good man's perspective. Obviously,
Right.
you know, some other men, you know, they don't throw them hands. You know what I'm saying? And those ain't real men to me. But I'll tell you this: the respect is that can take the baseline, and you can build so much off of that.
Yeah.
In every way.
I'm gonna add on to that and shut up and let y'all.
No, you good.
No, take all the time you need.
So I'm also say, so I didn't think about this until probably a couple years ago. One of my closest friends, we were in college, and at this point, like a lot of people are starting to come into our circles. And I don't remember how the conversation came up, but he ended up basically saying like, actually I do remember. So we were living with 2 other guys, and I'm not gonna even say who was who. But basically, one of the guys felt like, I met y'all, you know, in this past year, and y'all already respect me more than this guy who I've been knowing all my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so my close friend KB was like, yeah, I will never let, me and KB have been close since like middle school. He's like, I'm never going to let somebody new come in and then have him respect Corey more than I respect him. And so I look at that like to my lady as well. Like, I don't want another man loving you more than I love you. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't let somebody else respect me more than you respect me.
Yeah.
And like you can use it in, and people say this about the boss thing, like you talk to your boss better than you do your man. And you ought to like retract that. And I understand there's a level of professionalism that comes with that, and that's fine. Like you ain't gotta you talk slang around me, that's cool. But there is a level of respect that you give your boss that you should give more to the man of the house.
Right.
Now, so that's just
all that plus, right? Try to understand me. Like when I'm giving you, when I'm speaking or whatever, like don't just be like, oh, that's dumb. Like take 1 second and be like, how did you come to that conclusion? Right? Because if I'm a good man, whatever I'm doing is best for the best of us. It's my best conclusion of what's for us. Just take a second and like, you ain't gotta agree with me, but try to understand me. Because when I feel like I'm not being understood, then I don't feel supported. I don't feel like you got my back. I feel like you got your way of thinking, I got my way of thinking, and there's nothing in between. So definitely that's one I would say. Just try to understand.
That's pretty much it. If you are respecting me the way I feel I need to be respected, and you are, the question is, how do I support my man? If you're actually willing to support.
right.
Lip service does no good. If you're actually willing to support, then whatever is needed, I feel like I can go to you with that thing.
Right.
Whatever that is, because you're actually here to say, this is your vision, this is what you want to accomplish. I got your back in whatever ways I can have your back. That don't mean that you're going to be a doormat. It means that in the ways that you can, you're willing to. I've said this to like every lady I was serious about. I want a lady who is willing to do everything for me that I'm willing to do for them. I never want her to have to.
That's good.
I never want my woman to have to pay my bills, to have to buy me food, to have to keep gas in my car. But I want to know that I have the kind of woman that's willing to do that. If I said, hey, I need $20 for gas. Hey, I need $300 for this bill. Hey, I need XYZ. Hopefully you never ever have to do it. But if that's the support I have from you, then we good to go. I just talked to my girlfriend about helping me with something in business. And she told me, she's like, I don't understand this kind of thing, but I'm not stupid, so I'll work with you. I can't ask for anything more. She don't have to be a professional at it. She don't have to have studied this thing. I know that she got my back. And because she supports me like that, it's whatever I can do for her, she can have it.
I like that.
I think case settled, huh?
Yeah, how you feel about I guess in conjunction with what you're saying, it's kind
I feel like they all come together.
Yeah,
though.
they do.
And then I still think every man is different. I feel like, like what you may need from who you're with, they might not need that from their partner. It just depends on what you're looking for, what you need to support you to where you're trying to go. Like he said, for example, she would know your goals in order to help you. So
And a lot of things I hear, like especially in like the sphere of men and women talking in regards to things, I hear like, oh, you know, man, y'all just want your ego stroked, and I'm just like, you guys are visualizing it completely wrong. Although in some cases it may look like that, but the essence of it is just a respect thing. Right. That's literally it. If you make them feel like the king that you truly believe that they are, if you do believe that they are that, then they'll go to this earth for you. Exactly.
That'd be the problem. They be with people they don't respect.
Exactly.
But I can't respect you.
Exactly.
They don't respect you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let me dig in here and find the next
That was a
one.
good one. I like that.
yeah, I like that.
Let's see what we're working with here.
Nice
Upside
little
down.
starter pack.
What would be considered a nice gesture to a man from his woman?
Oh, I already know. Well,
A nice gesture.
A nice
pay for my haircut.
The same thing y'all would
I
do
never
for
experienced
us.
that before. That'd be different.
My wife
That'd
pays
be
for
cool.
mine. I love it. The edge of it is crispier when she pays for it. You hear me?
The barber's
The
better.
barber's better. It's better.
The clippers.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I'm
I've heard that question presented like, you know, what is basically flowers for a man? Because you know you don't buy
Right.
flowers.
Right.
Yeah, pay for my haircut. Do that. I don't know about everybody else. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
For
That's
me,
a good one.
that's a good one. For me, I'm gonna be. This is just me.
He ain't getting his haircut no way.
Yeah, you know. I just.
Why you do that?
You know, we gotta. You know, it's okay.
He be coming with the short
okay.
jokes. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I can come
saying?
with the short joke. I'll let him have that one. But not for me. It's just like if you enter into things that I like to do and you spend that time with me, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. That's my
Yeah.
favorite thing. Like, you know, like I appreciate my wife. She goes, we go work out. We go together all the time with Coach May here. And like, I enjoy that she's there. We don't got to be like having a big conversation. Love you, do what we're working out. But like the fact that she's there with me
Yeah, that's huge.
is huge.
Yeah.
That's
And
huge.
like, even if I'm like playing a video game or like getting into anime, she's not super into it, but like she's gotten into it because I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing.
Yeah.
That's like giving me flowers. Like that's
My wife watched One Piece with me. Like, I can't ask her nothing more than
All
that.
7,000 episodes.
Nah,
Yeah.
she got kind of far though.
No,
At least
that's
100.
impressive.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say too much. I would say that for me, if I'm being specific, it's football season. It's football games on pretty much every day. Come watch a game with me, and you don't even have to like watch the game, but just I'm getting excited. You could be on your phone, and when I'm excited, let's go,
Yeah.
let's go,
Just
man.
be there.
Just be there. That's huge.
That'll make my day right there. Like,
I'm rocking with
Jay
it.
Jetta's scored, and I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
And then she like, let's
are a
go.
Vikings fan.
And then I am. And then she go back to be on the phone. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like that right there.
Yeah.
Like just
So
enjoy
basically,
it.
come into my world is what we
Yeah,
Yeah.
come into my world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I like
that's
that.
that's about it. Because I can't speak for y'all, but I don't want to ask much of my lady, anyways.
Yeah.
So the gesture for me would be, "Hey, I'm here with you."
Yeah.
Like that's really the gesture. I'm here with you. I just need you to know I'm right here in whatever this space is that you're in. I'm there with you. That's the gesture. And whatever you do with that, however you show that, I'm gonna feel mad appreciative.
Yeah. I think that was.
Y'all ready to dig into a new one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the football.
Ooh-wee.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
It's
Yeah,
lit
it
right
make that
there.
difference.
That's it. For real, for real. Cause I tell everybody, if you dated me, you gotta be a Laker fan now.
Oh my.
I mean, pretty much.
That's-
Yeah, I agree with that.
I probably wouldn't even be mad if Jay Jetta scored and I'm screaming and then she goes, "Man, he sucked." Like it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
I would enjoy it. Like
Cause that's
I
saying you
ain't
here.
right.
That is definitely saying you right here in this
Right,
moment
right.
with me. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Like,
I like
if my
that.
wife was a Celtics fan and like, you know, it's a
That's,
Lakers Celtics
that's
final,
crazy.
Listen,
that's tough. That's real tough. But like, I'll get it. Like, she
Right.
come downstairs, like we about, to, you know what
You
I'm
better
saying?
not lose because she'll talk
Ooh,
trash.
absolutely. But you know what? I love every minute of it. Even though I'll be mad on the other side.
Right.
Yeah. That's good.
let's hop into this next one.
Thank God.
I can't wait to watch some football now. Shoot.
Me too.
It's gonna be even better.
College football started tonight.
Yeah, I
Very
heard.
good.
That's good.
What do men expect from a good wife?
Mm.
I think. I don't want to make it too simplistic, But I think it's ultimately what we talked about already, that respect. Now, I know that goes into a whole lot of different ways that it showed, but I think ultimately it's, are you truly respecting me and here with me? Because like I said, if I'm getting that from you, I'm going to do my best to give you whatever it is that you want.
Right.
If it's in my power to give it to you, that's what I'm going to do. You can have it. Whether that's time, if that's attention, if that's money, if that's a trip, a vacation, if it's food, whatever, if you need to go spend some time with your extended family somewhere else, like, feel free to go do whatever you want to do. I want to give you everything as long as you're giving me the respect that I'm looking for and you are showing that you are here on my side.
Read the question again if you don't mind.
What do men expect from a good wife?
What do you
Part of me almost said nothing though.
That's what.
That's where I was going.
Expectations.
Yeah, part of me almost said nothing.
Yeah,
like I don't want you to do anything.
Like, is there anything that you like feel that you have to give as a wife?
That's a good question.
We talked about it. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We talked about it. I feel like in our culture, especially for good men, I feel like we're not even taught what to expect from a wife. Because like I said, my wife, she had her expectations. She was like, if I'm married, I'm not taking out trash. And I can respect that. That's her expectation. I was never taught like what to expect. So what should a man expect from a good woman? Woo!
So
I don't know.
You didn't expect for her to take care of the household?
No, and I'm glad she does. She does a phenomenal job beyond my wildest dreams.
Especially him, like us, in our house, my dad made sure the boys did everything.
Right.
The boys, you better cook, you better clean, you better cut the grass, you better take the trash out, you better wash your clothes. We cleaning baseboards and washing walls, like
That's good.
everything. So, what to expect from a woman? All I ever really wanted from a woman, like honestly, is what I said, was for her to be on my side. I really want you on my side.
It's a really short list.
Yeah.
I like, and that's why I said I almost said nothing, because outside of that, outside of you respecting me and really being on my side, I don't even know what to want. All I know is I need to figure out what to give you.
Right. That's because you're self-sufficient.
So I'm gonna answer this question outside of the normal like everyone wants to like loyalty, love, all that stuff. I'm gonna answer this outside of that. I think one thing that I have learned that I wanted, I would love if my wife can give. I'm not gonna ask for more, but at least the same or close to the same energy and effort in something that I put in. What I mean by that is, if so, I'm gonna give X amount of energy and effort towards providing a house, doing whatever I need to do. I would love for my wife to have that same energy and effort put into something. I don't care if it is taking care of the house or if it's making whatever, if it's, making life easier, wherever it is, whatever it is, just having the same energy and effort into something. So, because then I feel like I'm really in it with somebody. I'm not by myself. I'm not doing this for no reason. And then also, I know if you giving the same energy and effort into something, whatever you put your energy and effort to, I know I can put mine into wherever that's not. And then I also know that you will understand and relate to what it's like to put that much energy and effort into something. So like, if I come home and I done did X amount of things, you know what it's like to be out from all day doing whatever, and you know what it's like to come home. No, I don't want to argue. I don't want to. I do want to play the game. I do want to sit down and just. I don't want to go to sleep. I just, whatever the case, you're gonna understand that if you put in that same energy and effort into something. It ain't gotta be a job. It ain't gotta be whatever, but just something.
That makes perfect sense. I like that. Yeah.
Anything else?
Man, I would say, okay, if we're going to get into kind of more practicality, because I agree with everything you guys said, to be honest. But I would say like now, and my wife, she's like improved in this for sure. But if I'm asking specifically,
Don't get in
they
trouble.
say ask what you want.
Don't get in trouble.
I want my wife to be able to cook.
Mm.
Like, and I'm just like she gotta be able to cook.
Mm.
There's a couple things my wife knows how to cook really well. I'm like, okay, you do that. And then other things, I cook really well. Pat myself on the back.
Wait,
she
pause.
knows
Is this true? Junior can cook now?
He cooks steak.
What? And you can make a steak?
I'm a mean.
So if I buy them,
Wait,
if I buy them,
no.
will you
Do
make
not
them?
let her disrespect like that.
He
I
can go
can
buy
cook.
them. Make it.
I know.
That's
Do
not
let her
that's not even the
He
favorite
can
thing she
grill.
likes.
He can do steak. He can make
My-
mac and cheese.
A mac and cheese is
He can
fire?
make,
This is
like,
disrespectful.
Certain type of chicken.
Listen,
Certain types of steak.
how is it disrespectful?
Yeah, that's what
That's
they
not
do.
I
disrespectful.
cook only certain things.
Yeah.
I don't like to cook
Stay in
a
your
ton of
lane.
stuff.
Yeah.
Listen,
Understand.
if I
That's all
listen,
you cooking?
He said that's all you
listen.
She the one
If
doing the
I'm-
cooking.
Yeah, that's she was
Majority
most
of
of
the
the cooking. If we do, because a lot of times we go out to eat, we eat, okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now when it comes to her list of things, like we have a certain section of foods that we cook, and that's it. We don't really go outside of that too much.
Jim, I feel like you can cook more than
I definitely
steak,
could.
mac and
She named
cheese.
5 things.
Steak, mac and
A
cheese.
certain type
and
of chicken.
chicken.
No, her
A
favorite-
A certain type of chicken.
No, her favorite. I do like a butter. I do like
It's
this butter.
spaghetti.
This butter crusted grilled chicken. That's her favorite thing. She like to eat. It's like with like a like with some onions and stuff like that. It's really good.
There you go. That was he can cook a little bit.
I'll be cooking, bro. I'll be cooking. I can really cook anything, but we only stay in a certain
Okay,
section,
okay.
You know?
Shout out to Junior for cooking.
But no, in all honesty, I would want to like if I'm picking things I would want to have. That's important. I want
Right.
somebody who could cook because I'm looking at it from the standpoint of like not only myself, but like if I have children, like they need to have
They gotta get
somebody that
something
has a you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't like to cook, but I mean
I would say too, and this kind of adds on to what I was saying. If I'm cooking that day and I'm putting a lot of energy and effort into cooking,
Somebody got clean.
put a lot of energy and effort in doing something else.
Somebody
Like,
got clean up.
yeah, for sure, or
Yeah.
vice
Each other
versa.
out.
I
Yeah.
feel you, and I get that part because it's like you don't want to feel like you're in it alone. But I will say what does tend to happen is, and I'm okay with this, learning this now, being married, it's almost 8 years now. There's times where I'm gonna feel like I'm doing 70 and she's only doing 30,
Right.
and there's times where she feels like I'm doing 1%, she's doing 99.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? but and I have to be like, as a married man, I have to be okay with that's gonna happen sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because it's always gonna come back around to we're gonna meet and say thank you for that
Yeah.
because I needed that in that time, and that's important. That's just as important. So sometimes you're gonna feel that, and the moment you say I love this person enough to where I'm gonna just do this 99% now because I know they own 1% right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just know that's how they're feeling right now, or they're going through something, or whatever it may be. And I'm just going to I feel like that's when you know you kind of found the one. That's what literally that was one of the instances where I was like, okay, I think this is my wife because like I feel like I can do this for this person. I'm willing to like lose for her to win. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
good. I'm learning.
I didn't have this as an expectation, like going into marriage, but now that I've been married and she's this way, like, so if you're a young lady, like think of things that he has to do that you can't do. For instance, and it can be small things. Case in point, before y'all came, y'all saw I was just chilling in here with my shirt off, holding my boy, and I was like, "Damn, I gotta get a shirt." So I went to go get a shirt, and like she just got up, and she already had 3 shirt options for me, ready. And I was like I would have never asked for that, right? But she knew I said I needed a shirt earlier, and she was like, "Let me go find like a shirt." I'm like, that's the kind of stuff to be like, "All right, babe, here's my card." You know what I'm saying? Like, like that's kind of like I'll do whatever for you. So if you can't figure out like what it is that
amazing.
he needs, yeah, she's amazing. Like I can give you stories like that all the time. But if you can find something that the man actually needs, and you can do it for him, it blows
Just
my mind.
like something that he has to do that you can't.
And let me tell you another one she did. Like I could go on for days, but like one time I think like my car battery died or something. I got a new car battery, and so the time didn't update, and like she like when she took the car, she came back and she like changed the time, fixed the time. That's a small thing. But it's like, dang, I wasn't meaning to do that. You know what I'm saying? So just figure out what you need to do, and see where you can help out.
All right.
Let's do it.
Y'all got anything else? Are we digging back into the bowl?
Wait, I want to say, Nicole, did you have any questions? Like, cause I know I told you to have some.
Well, he answered one of them about while you were answering this other question when you mentioned how you knew that your wife was the one.
Mm-hmm.
I like what you said about that. Do y'all have any input on y'all are not. Well, Leonard's married. So how did you know that Gina was the one?
So our journey is different because we're Christians. So it really came down to a relationship with Christ. Early on, I asked her, I was like, okay, I know you're saved, but like, why are you saved? So that meant a lot to me because of course I found her attractive. The way I found Gina, like she took a picture with my cousin on the internet, and I text my cousin like, yo, who's that? Like, so off the rip I found her attractive. But then I was like, what's your relationship with God? And then after we started talking, before we decided to date, we was just like, all right, we're gonna pray about this and like, see what God say, And then it was like the fact that we're both seeking God on what to do in this relationship. That's how I knew she was one. Because then we're gonna always see God. So that's it. We had the same foundation, and when I found out we had the same foundation, I knew we can just build from there.
That's important.
One thing I want to add on there too, because that was definitely one of the elements for me for sure. And I literally remember even to the day, and what we were doing at that day. We were walking back to my house. We going walks.
Never heard this story.
yeah. So, but anyways, when I came to that conclusion, I think we were having a conversation. We might have been arguing about something, and like we were dating at the time. We're still young, and we were walking back to my house when we were staying in Crowley, and I had made mention of something like that. And this is the first time I ever audibly said that out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes I'm just gonna, sometimes it's just gonna be 70-30. Sometimes it's gonna be like this. And then when I was hearing myself say that, like out of body, I was like, am I really saying? Like, I never would have said this to any other girl. I'm like, listen, you ain't putting in the effort, whatever.
You ain't meeting me halfway.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but I was like, man, I think I truly meant what I said. Like, I would do that for her. And so that's what, it was another piece to solidify. But one thing I wanted to say, and I probably got off because I'm just telling the story, and I didn't share this stuff. But, yeah, it's so much that encompasses that. But I think whenever because our friendship kind of blossomed just from just talking naturally. Mm-hmm. And of course, for me, friendship was always important. Like, I'll just use a quick example. Like, certain people in my life that I've known that were married for a long time, I could tell they weren't best friends with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't want to do everything with each other. They were together. And like, for some people that works, like, you have your best friend. And like, not to say my wife doesn't have her best friends and stuff like that she likes to hang out with. But I genuinely know, like, anything that my wife wants to do, that of course, like, I'm willing to do, is pretty much, like, we'll do together. Yeah. And I see too many times, like, people, like, I can send you off over there, you can go do that. Like, that part for me was really telling, like, she's willing to do things with me. Yeah. And, never feeling alone in that sense, that's what really solidified it too for me.
That's good. That's good to know.
I'm not married. I probably have an unpopular opinion. Probably really unpopular in the Christian world. I do not believe in the one.
That's
not unpopular here.
Right, 100%.
Yeah, you ain't watching that. You ain't watching the episode.
Yeah. I would have said that.
It's funny because that's what I was gonna get into, but I forgot. But I went where I was supposed to go. You supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There may be someone that is best aligned with what God wants for you, but it's just too much that can go wrong if God designed all of us to make the perfect exact choice. Because if one person makes the wrong choice,
right,
that
affects. Exactly. Yeah. I heard Dr. Miles Monroe said, God don't pick your spouse, you do.
Yeah.
Like, God teaches you what to look for. Well, if you see God, he'll show you what to look for. Mm-hmm. And then, like the father, he watches his child go out and make decisions. It's the same way. So, I don't believe in just the one.
Yeah, I don't believe in that's my twin flame, my soulmate.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like no.
Not if you was born in Kansas. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly. No.
And I think it's even more poetic knowing that because like saying that you're the one means like that God divine
Destined.
like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no say so, which is that could be all great, like oh my gosh, like whatever. We're born to be with each other, but then there's also another side of it where it's like, hey, I chose to be with you.
Every day.
Right.
You
Like-
choose them every day.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
it. That's what makes it strengthening. I told you, we talked about it yesterday. Briefly, I had mentioned like the fact that me and my wife know we can get a divorce. Like it could end all tomorrow.
Mhm.
We know that, but that's what keeps us engaged. Because you can't have this idea of like, oh, we're soulmates, we're together forever, nothing's gonna tear us apart. Like something can definitely tear us apart. And the fact that exists and we love each other like we do, we don't want that to happen. Damn, y'all know that's crazy.
No, I'm only laughing because the conversation brought this up.
I know.
Well, we gotta get to that next. I need to hear that.
I know, but yeah, but that's exactly it. So we have to work at it, and that's what makes it more valuable. When you work at something and you did it yourself, rather than something was gifted to you, you tend to appreciate it even more. So the fact that you work at it,
Yeah.
then boom. But if it's handed to you, like God, here's your gift to your wife, you might not pay attention to it because you didn't really work
Right.
for it, for that relationship to last, or to work to build that love and that
Yeah.
trust.
That's 100%.
So, yeah.
So then that leads to another question for me. So, if you choose your spouse, of course, how do you guys, because all of you guys are dating, so how do you handle temptation? Because nobody's the one. So what happens if you meet somebody else and y'all vibing, and then values seem to line up, foundation seems to be there, she looked good, seems like she got the whole
Let it
package.
Yes.
Seems like you maybe have made the wrong choice. How do you handle that?
How did you find out all that stuff about that person, that other person?
You're spending that time, but
No, I'm talking about that person that you're not dating. How'd you find out that
That's
you find out
exactly
that
that's
like
true.
that?
You're spending time when you shouldn't be. But my question is, what if it's, because some people I would say that you might not have spent enough time, but you spent a little bit together. It could be a coworker. It could be a
No,
friend of
what
a
about
friend.
No, absolutely not.
It could be a friend of a friend, and then you think that she has all these things.
So here's my thing. One, when you find somebody that you generally say, okay, I love this person, it is your job to set up boundaries.
Correct.
So I can't find myself feeling somebody else, because if I'm feeling somebody else, why am I on the phone with that person? Why am I spending that much time with that person? One of the things I love about myself more than being faithful is the boundaries that I set up. We talked about this earlier. I was like, people at my job don't got my phone number. What they need my number for? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to set up boundaries. If you don't set up boundaries, there's always gonna be somebody finer, always gonna be somebody funnier, always gonna be somebody that likes you more. Always. Like, you can ask my wife on any given day, she probably don't like me at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, the junk happens, you know? It's all about, you have to protect what you found and what you value. So you have to set up the boundaries to where now can't nobody come between us. So once I decided I love this woman, there was people that I literally just stopped talking to. I just stopped talking to. Why? What am I gonna talk to them for? I chose her. So,
Didn't even tell him why.
Yeah, and
Sure did.
another thing, of course, we're Christians here, so it's Christian perspective is when I made a covenant to marry my wife, that was for us and to God. So now I'm being unfaithful to God by going out
100%.
and messing up this covenant that I promised and told him to cover and everything. And so now that's what gets you in trouble when you don't have something above you if you're a man. Like if you don't fall in line and respect under God or under God's authority, then you can go anywhere because it's just like, oh, who's gonna tell me any different? Like I'm my own man, I do whatever I want. No, like I have something submitted to even greater than our relationship, and so it stems from that. So that and then exactly what he said. It's complete boundaries. Like you gotta have that.
Yeah.
Another woman doesn't have the time or space. I'm with my wife so much. Where can I find the time to even get to know somebody like that? Like I don't got the time to.
I
for
got
the
another
people
thing.
that's just in a relationship, it's free game.
Well,
Wait,
so
wait,
wait.
My bad, my bad.
That's
Be
what
fair,
but
You know?
I look
Yeah.
at it as you ain't got no ring on your finger. So yes, of course, you still want to be respectful of the
Oh,
woman that you're with.
Somebody say.
Listen.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you
Nah,
dig
you
in.
go
No,
first.
I'm gonna let him dig in. I'm just
Okay.
saying one thing that's overarching.
Here's what I'm gonna say to this.
Hold on, let me get this off real quick. It's gonna be, I promise, it's gonna be quick.
Go ahead.
So first of all, the lady that I'm dating now, we spoke till 4 a.m. the first few days that we got to know each other,
Didn't they?
right?
All the time.
As in a committed relationship with her now, nobody else am I on the phone with till 4 a.m. It's not a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
That's just to echo what they said. Secondly, I'm in a committed relationship now. I don't care what someone else looks like.
Don't care.
It don't matter that they're nicer to me.
Don't care.
It don't matter what they give to me, how they care for me, how they cater to me. They could do everything better than she does it. It doesn't matter because I'm with her.
Come on now. What I'm talking about.
Nothing else matters because I'm with her. The only way this other woman being a 10 out of 10 on every scale possible matters is if we fracture and we are no longer together. But do you know what's going to take for that to happen?
Right.
So there is no such thing as I found out somebody else was great in all these ways and now I'm second guessing my commitment to her. It don't matter how many ways you're great in. It literally doesn't matter. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you get.
Young
So I got
man,
some other stuff. I'm gonna let you go ahead and dig in. though.
Here's my thoughts on this, and it's not gonna be super specific. My answer is just that the devil's not gonna continue tempting you in things that you have no desire for. If I walk outside this house,
Boy, preaching today.
I was when I was thinking of this answer, I was like, hey man, like so if I walk outside this house, right, and it's somebody walking past, like the devil's not gonna tempt me to kill that person because I have no desire to do that.
Right.
Now there's a killer out there in this world who he gets off on killing.
Right.
Now he walk outside his house and see somebody in a whatever perfect example in the world, the devil's gonna be in his head like, let's feel good today.
Yeah.
That don't make me feel good. So, fellas, learn how to control yourself. Because once you control yourself, the devil's not even like tempting this man with like Beyonce could walk past right now, and the temptation for him is not going to be tempting because he's already controlled
We
himself.
don't look though.
Sure.
Okay, just make sure we got that part clear.
The eyes still work.
She's talking
make
about,
sure
she's talking
we're
about
clear.
knowing about how you making the right choice. The temptation isn't even there
Yeah.
anymore because I done built myself to know that like this is all I desire. You know, this is all I want to do. So the devil ain't even coming to me like, hey yo, this woman is looking good,
Yeah,
because he knows
switch
it's
up
out,
now.
it's out the door. He know in order for him to do something, he's got. It's the same thing with Jesus. He tempted Jesus 3 times and didn't tempt him again in those ways. He tried to do other things to stop that man. Okay, now I got to figure out a way to. I got to kill him somehow. I got to get this to such and do such and such. I got to do other things, and he didn't tempt in those ways anymore. He's not going to continue wasting his time doing things that ain't going to do that. It's not going to affect you.
That was
That's good.
Pretty short.
That's
That was
good.
real
And,
good.
and even to add on to that, it's like the temptation piece, and even for those men who may be more so, they know they're flirts. Like they know they like to talk to women or whatever it may be. I always ask this to people. I'm like, listen, one, if you're in a one-on-one situation with a woman that's not your woman, why?
right.
Ask yourself why first. Okay? Let's say there's random circumstances, right? Like, for instance, you know, if you're on a job and it's a 2-man job thing and there's another woman there with you, of course. What I do, it becomes second nature. I talk about my wife all the time.
All day long.
Every time I'm with people, everybody that I've ever worked with, all the people I know, even when I go on trips and when I did my music thing, everybody in there knew about my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew because I talked about her all the time. And so they know. That's not gonna happen. And then 2, you have to be man enough to tell a woman like, no.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. Can we go do this? No, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like there was this girl I was working at Target, and this was before we were married, and she was like, oh, you know, me and some of the guys in the background, like we go, they come to my house, we come over and chill and stuff like that. And everything. I'm like, oh, so just be you and like a bunch of dudes? She was like, yeah. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
She was like, why? And I'm just like, we're just hanging out. And she was like, nah, so you wouldn't just come here even if it's just me and you? And I was like, heck no. Even more so, no. Why would I do that? I was like, yeah, we could go like meet at a place and I can invite my girlfriend. We can all go together. Or like even if she doesn't go, like if it's a big group of us or whatever, sure, I'm down to go and spend time or whatever. But like that's as far as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And those boundaries and stuff have to remain. So yeah, it's just you gotta get it.
I think we just have a culture that's never satisfied.
Yeah.
Like, or always wanting
Looking
more.
for the next best thing.
Yeah, because I heard you say like, well, we're not married. Like, but if we're in a committed relationship, we're just doing the steps to get married.
Right.
Yeah.
Like once me and Gina said we're dating, it was countdown to marriage. It was like, okay,
Bro.
what we gotta do to get married now?
I told my girlfriend, I said, once we become boyfriend and girlfriend, like she was asking like, why won't you make that commitment sooner? I said, when we do this, we halfway married.
Yeah. So if you're getting into relationships and you don't have that mentality, that's why you're in this relationship then over here, in this relationship then over there, because you forgot the point of that relationship. That relationship, once you decide to join with somebody, it's to marriage.
I would even add on one more thing. I'm mostly an open book. When I say mostly, like a big part of my life is open. And I knew that I was growing in my relationship with God when I didn't desire to have sex with any woman who looked good. Like growing up, I was the horny, guy who was wanting to do everything with it. Okay, that's probably that's not
everything.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating. But right, and once I started realizing, like I even started thinking, like I can see a good looking woman, and my thoughts aren't, I want to sleep with her.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, she's good looking.
Moving.
That's it. Like it don't matter what it is, but like I said, and that goes back to the Temptations things. Once I learned how to control myself, and once I really start understanding the effects of sex, I started to be like, nah, I don't want to have sex with you. Nah, I don't want to. No, I don't want to do nothing with you.
That's good.
So that's where it kind of changed, and that's where I knew I was finally starting to grow and being like, okay, I'm actually ready to settle down.
So
And that came before I started dating my girlfriend.
So what helped you control yourself? Like what helped you with your self-control? Because I feel like a lot of men, they struggle with that.
That's a good question. I honestly think, like, it might be a cliche answer. I rededicated myself to God, and like when you spend more time with God, and like it's gonna sound cliche, but it's the truest and easiest way to clean your life. When you start to surround yourself with God, your desire for things start to go out the window.
Yeah.
Not to preach, but what you said is actually scripture. Walk after the spirit so you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh. That's scripture. So how you control yourself. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his ways except adhering to the word. So the Bible is telling you, if you want to do right, spend time with God.
When you go to your grandma's house, you don't want to cuss.
Right. Respect.
Right.
Yeah.
When you go to somebody's house, there's certain things that you just don't want to do. Micheline don't let you drink at her crib. I'm not gonna go to Micheline crib knowing that, like, I want to drink. If I want, furthermore, if I want to drink, you ain't going to her crib.
Right.
So when you start surrounding yourself with God, those desires are going to start to go away.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you don't surround yourself with God and spend time with God, you're always going to have those desires.
That's good.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I like that.
I'm just
Or sometimes for some people, it takes a detrimental situation to happen
Right.
Fortunately, yeah.
in order for them to change, which God is trying to protect you exactly from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, a lot of these things that we, like my favorite thing to say, everything in moderation. Like a lot of these things is not necessarily a direct, well, it's a direct sin if it separates you from God, obviously. But some things is just too much of the thing, or something unregulated is what takes you away. And God is literally protecting you from that. Because like we were saying, we were talking about having multiple wives the other time we were talking, and how the Bible talks about that, or when the kings had the concubines and all that kind of stuff, right? We're like, how are they in the will of God? You got all these wives and stuff like that, but there is a specific commitments that are supposed to be made and fulfilled, and then also to know that you're overindulging in something is to be separated now.
Yeah.
So that's literally what he's trying to protect you from. And so, like I said, going back to what I was saying in the beginning, though, it's unfortunate some people have to learn from experience the hard way to go cold turkey into something, even people who don't lay their lives before Christ. And it's unfortunate that has to be the thing that takes you away, and not just knowing that, okay, this is not going to lead me down this path, so let me say the voice of God.
One more thing. A wise man learns from another man's errors. Experience is the teacher of fools. So, whatever the situation is, and in this case we're talking about, remaining faithful to your significant other, you got to understand that experience is a teacher of fools. If you've already seen what happens to others when they are incapable of remaining faithful, you make yourself the fool when you make yourself experience it to understand it better. Because you shouldn't have to understand all the reasons why to know that when this thing happens, the result is bad. I don't care the reasons why at that point. Now, I'll be honest with you. Everybody plays the fool. Sometimes. Right? So it's not to say that anybody is above or beyond making those mistakes. But let's be honest about it. A lot of times when we're making certain mistakes, it's because we chose to play the fool. And you don't have to do that. So part of the way that some of us keep ourselves from certain things is saying, either, like you said, we went through whatever and played the fool. I ain't like how that worked out. I ain't doing that no more. Or I saw how this worked out for this person, that person. I ain't like that. I ain't doing that no more. Or like you said, I'm getting close to God. I'm serious about whatever the situation is. As a result of my sincerity in that, I'm going to do the things that allow me to flourish in this area.
Last thing I'm gonna say on this topic as well is, like, have some people in your life that are going the direction you want to go. Like, I got a group chat with all the guys in it are married, so you know what I'm saying. I'm in that group chat. Ain't nobody in there talking about some cheating on their wives or nothing like that. We all focused. So
I just want to say one more thing. I feel like everyone should hear this. Steve Harvey said this, and I never forget it. He said, when I die and I go to heaven, I don't want, and it's figurative. He said, I don't want a bunch of women up there like, God, don't let him in. Don't let him in, God. And I was like, dang. How many people going to heaven that might be mad if you make it in because I'm like, oh shoot, like for real. And so after that, I really start being like, right, I don't want a whole bunch of people who I hurt, in the same space as me. All the time that they all looking at me.
They don't have to put you in the ghetto part of heaven.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
As long as you make it in.
South Heaven. South Heaven. All right. Funny. Did you have any other questions?
I do, actually. So me and your wife were actually talking about this. If I don't put it all the way correct, let me know. So I was saying that in today's age, the way the economy is, do you guys, first of all, I guess it's a few questions right after one. Are you okay with 50-50? Number two, does it bother you? Would you prefer 50-50 if your woman could go 50-50 with you on all the bills? And then do you think, of course, just based on how today's economy is, that it's better to do 50-50 versus you covering everything because stuff is just so expensive?
I'm going to answer this first so I can get out the way. My household, we pretty much 50-50. My wife, I don't have a problem saying this. My wife has made more money than me most of our marriage, right? So when it comes to 50-50, it's not a problem. Now, would I prefer me to pay everything? Absolutely. But I understand there's a certain lifestyle that we want to live, and she's very much a hard worker. So even when I was telling her, I was like, honey, if we had all the money in the world, I'm sorry, I'm not working no more. I'm gonna support my kids. Whatever they want to do, they can do everything. I'm not working. Like I work to whatever degree that we keep the money coming in like it should, but I'm not. She was like, no, I'm still gonna work. You know, that's her mentality. And like, praise God for that, for her. but at the same time, it's like this. It's like if we know that there's a certain thing that we want as together, then we'll make the compromise on, okay, is it gonna be 50-50? Is it gonna be more or less? By the time she gets pregnant, I want to be able to make sure I can take care of everything for her. That's the ideal thing, and I think people have to be realistic though. Yeah. Like in this economy, as a man, don't kill yourself because you want to be the sole provider and you want to have this leverage over her all the time because I make more money than you, so this is what has to go. I'm just like, no. In my house, my wife still gives me the respect as the man that I am. Like money doesn't dictate the respect level. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, it can definitely just take conversations and like how we spend the money and stuff like that. Yeah. But you have to be willing with yours. Now, of course, my situation isn't like everybody. That's why I wanted to get mine out the way. But in any sense, we go things together. We always, and sometimes it gets a little bit frustrating because I'll be like, "Hun, what's your opinion on what we should do?" She's like, "You just figure it out," or whatever. Because I appreciate camaraderie. I know I don't have all the answers. I never claim to have all the answers. Sometimes she got way better answers than me, and I'm just like, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay that she does, and I appreciate that because if I fail on me, then this is just like, dang, like at least we came to some kind of consistency together. Now I know she'll still love me if I made the wrong decision. But you know, it's just like
we could blame both of us.
Exactly. I don't want to be hung over all the blame.
We did this.
We made this decision together. But but 50-50 on an economic level. Now getting into that real quick, and I'll pass it to y'all. Economically now, it's almost dang near needed for most people on entry level jobs, or if you just get into workforce, just graduate college, whatever. If you want to sustain a decent, like even middle class lifestyle, or actually go move into ownership and stuff like that, it's very difficult depending on where you live. So one of the two things: if you want to live in a more rural area and stuff like that, then you can take care of everything. You can come all the way out here to Princeton, live with Leonard. But if you want to live in a city area where all city kids, for the most part, like it's gonna take most of the time, in most cases nowadays, 2 incomes to do so. If you didn't set yourself up to, to be able to provide in that way. So I think it's smarter to do it that way. I think it's smarter to have both husband and wife working and providing towards the bills, and not be like, oh, it's your money as a husband is ours, and then this is my money. Like I don't like that mentality because like that takes the teamwork out of things. That takes it like mine and yours, and now we have another division, something that's dividing us rather than something that's bringing us together. So whatever money goes into the account, that's our money to spend, and that's whatever money I make is hers. Whatever money she make is mine as well. But it's ours together collectively. Yeah.
Mine's will be quick too. What?
Yours will be quick.
Mine's will be quick. Yeah, I'm taking it too. I believe in equity over equality. So if I make $100,000 a year and you make $50,000 a year, paying 50-50 ain't fair. Right. So that's pretty much how I see it. If the bills is $50,000 and I make $100 and you make $50, you paying $25 and I'm paying $25. It's a lot of room. That I don't totally think that's fair. Same way, I don't think. I wouldn't care if she make more than me, please.
Please. We love
it. Well, and a lot of people say that and don't be truthful about it. I'm saying that while I'm also telling my girl, like, hey, she just graduated cosmetology school. So I'm like, hey, let's get this going. Like, I'm finna help you start this business up. I'm doing what I love. I want you to do what you love. Now let's make some money from that for real. Yeah. Right. And hopefully I'm able to continue helping her, putting her in a spot where she is making more than me. So that's the goal for me. I don't really care to continue. Like, I'm in a good spot and I'm doing what I love. So I'm doing all right.
Yeah. For me personally, I feel like the money you make and the money I make is our money. Yeah. So in a marriage, if I make $100,000 and you make $25,000, we made $125,000 this year. If I made $200,000 and you made nothing, we made $200,000 this year. That's my mentality on it. So, what is 50-50 to me? I don't, in my personal, because I know what the question means, but in my personal worldview, 50-50 isn't a thing. It's this is what we have and this is how we make it work. So, I mean, you do what you have to do. There's one thing that I want from my woman, and it's not about the amount of money she makes.
It's her paying for your haircuts. You gotta try it, my guy. You gotta try it.
She set your appointment
She
up,
goes-
everything. Just go on there.
I should give her the help. Yeah, so
No. You know how they want it. Hey, be ready by such and such. Hey, Saturday morning. Be ready. Have some shorts and a shirt on. I'm taking you somewhere.
She drop you off.
I'm liking this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got your clothes in the bed. Put them on.
Hey,
Come on,
we
let's
doing
go.
something. Listen, that's not where I was gonna go, but I'm rocking with it though.
Go to the bar.
Go to the bar.
I'll be all get it.
Now that's a date.
Hey, yo,
I'm going
not
to
where I was
get
going, but I'm rocking with it. No, this is the thing that I was gonna say. I experienced
skipping. The
it.
guys will be like, "What's wrong with you?" Coming in there, coming to the barbershop skipping. What's wrong?
Frolicking. You know what I'm saying? But nah, so this is the thing for me, and I learned this from dating a lady who
Smack you on your butt.
Um,
Get out.
The visual got it. Like you go in. You come out. Ooh. You look good. You start walking for it. Man, we don't never let moms get this.
Oh my goodness, y'all wild.
Oh my god.
I should get
So,
That's so funny.
Oh man, we gonna have a whole conversation about this. I promise.
Yeah, it's not gonna. We're gonna talk about this.
Anyways, as I was saying, I learned this from dating someone who, when they were done with work, they always had more work after. What I want from my lady, if she's working, because I think I told y'all before, I want a lady who's willing to do whatever for me. Like everything I'm willing to do for you, I want you to be willing to do that for me, but I never want you to have to, right? But the one thing I do want is, if I'm working all day, I don't want many excuses as to why I can't have some of your time and attention afterwards. So I don't want to be with a lady who's a teacher who's always bringing.
no workaholics for you.
Yeah, I can't be with the workaholic. I can't do that.
I feel you.
And I feel like I'm gonna be doing enough work as it is for us to not be together probably as much as I would like.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't have another person that's working all day, every day. That's
tough.
the only thing.
That's tough. I'm a workaholic.
But you the guy.
Yeah. Like me,
Well-
I plan on doing a lot. Like what I do, I'm
what if
talking
your
to somebody.
woman said, "I want you home more."
Right.
Well, there's a way to work through that, but there's also, I was talking about somebody about this recently, some successful folks. There's no such thing as balance. If you want to reach a certain level of success, you have to be okay with there being a level of imbalance.
Yeah,
That's all there is to it.
that's true.
No one is reaching certain milestones
Right.
and being at home all the time.
Unless you
Right.
take
Like
my
if you want me
course.
to be a multi-millionaire, I'm not gonna be home.
Yeah.
Right.
And plus, what I do, and I was just talking to my lady about this recently. She was like,
Yeah.
I'm accepting the fact that I'm talking to an entrepreneur. Cause like I'm talking to someone like right now about me going to Ohio to speak at an event. That means I'm not gonna be home. That's all there is to it. But if I'm already doing this, I don't want to leave for a few days, come back, and when I get back, you're working all day too. That's too much. So that's like one thing I want. Now I think about it from my wife is for her to not be too busy for me, because I'm already doing as much as I can for us.
Beautiful.
Okay.
When we're looking back at you, you have more questions. I'm not there.
Yeah, I saw she had a whole list of questions on
Some
there.
of them is a no though. Like
Come
it's
on.
not gonna get asked.
Why not?
You know, everybody, you know the questions.
got all the time you need.
You know.
No, y'all told her if she was gonna look through questions and she ain't like them to throw them out.
Right, we
So
got
that's
Oh,
what she
yeah,
did.
and
that's
in
cool.
the
That's cool.
basket,
That's
too.
cool. That's cool.
Look at Corey holding us
I
to
don't
it.
know. Look,
This one is really
making us good guys.
Appreciate it.
This was really just for me.
Okay.
So, what's the issue with dating a single mom?
Ooh.
Y'all want me to dig into this?
Hold on. Let's let Corey start this.
Yep. Somebody not
Yeah, you go ahead and start.